My name is Olusegun Olarewaju Adebayo. We'll be discussing managing the aged. Old age is not a sickness. I want to repeat myself. Old age is not a sickness. And if you don't know, you should know today that old age is not a sickness. When God grants you some old age, you're supposed to be a role model to younger people. When you are lucky to grow old, you're supposed to be a good example to young people. And age and wealth has no relationship, especially money that everybody is looking after. So you may be an old man, you may not have the kind of money that younger people have. What that means, that is expected, because they have ability, physical, mental ability better than you are. So if you are not as rich as them, that's not to say that you should not be decent than them. When you look around at some old age, you discover that some people who are your age are gone. They are not sinners or worse people than you. What that means is that you have been spared for a purpose. The purpose is for you to continue to do good. The purpose is for you to know that you have to be a role model if you have never been. The purpose is for you to know how to give more if you have not been doing that. Everything you have labored for is nothing. It's come to zero. But every good thing that you do in your life is important. That is the only thing that will be recorded for or against you. And doing good is not about having a large resources. I've told people before that ordinarily helping somebody to cross the road is as important as giving millions of naira. Cross the road for somebody who couldn't cross. Giving somebody a good advice is also very important. Giving a cup of water is as important. You don't give when you have. What you give when you don't have is more valuable to whoever you gave it to. Even to yourself, you are more satisfied, knowing fully well that you don't have. People wait to give when they have. You may never have. People wait to travel, to go and see people when they have money. They may never have money. People say they won't travel to their village until they make a lot of money. They may never make money. It's not a cause. Let people see you the way you are. There are laid down rules on how to be good or bad. And people know when they are good or bad. If a child is doing something wrong and you scold the child knows he's doing something wrong. He will smile at you knowing that yes, he was caught. So also human beings know when they are doing good or bad. And just as old people should know how to manage, children or people around old people should be able to manage them too. It is not when they die and you begin to buy big things, quoting wrong age you don't know, things you never interacted, then you begin to tell lies. And you begin to place fanciful adverts in the newspaper and so on and so forth to make you look very good. And you begin to borrow money. It is one way people go into hospital that you begin to go and borrow money to make sure that all is well. Find out what your parents are doing. Find out what your parents are eating. Find out where your parents are living. It is not when it's too late that you begin to go and renovate the house. You are going around town carrying an iPhone of 1 million naira. And your parents cannot drink good water where they live. Water. You cannot proudly take your friends to see your parents without announcing to them, so that they will dress well before your friends come, because you know you have not made provision for them to dress well. You become a bully, unnecessary bully on them, thinking that because you are more sophisticated now, it doesn't matter how much your parents took care of you. Some parents want to, they cannot, they don't have. But if you are lucky to be better than them, then the challenge is on you to change the narration, so that it will look like, okay, you are paying back what? Some want to send their children to best schools, they cannot afford it. Yes, you dropped out of school, that is a big deal. We have seen several people who dropped out of school, we know them, who made success of their life. Yes, your mom was a bully. She was beating you too much. All mothers do that most times. That's the way they knew, some of them knew how to train children in their generation. Or because your father was doing things that you don't appreciate. Maybe that's the best way you could do it. But that doesn't mean that you should not do what you're expected to do. They're not interested in sharing your money with you. They're not interested in knowing you earn X amount. Their needs are limited. But where do they sleep? What are they eating? Are they following their medication if need be? Do you call them? Do they feel loved by you? Do you visit them? Do you care for them? Do you give them gifts with disgust? I'm sure some children may easily block their parents on phone because they think their wala is too much. Yes, some parents, their wala can be too much. They are human beings. But that's not to say that two wrongs can make a right. If you do what is right and you communicate to them, this is the best I can do for you, I'm sorry. And you explain yourself. You're expected to live a better life than them, but they have sent you to school or give birth to you at all because they want you to take care of them. And nobody is born by accident. Those said they just impregnate a woman. How many people meet women and doesn't resort to pregnancy? In the age where people are searching for children, babies, and they are spending millions, and some are stealing babies, and you just accidentally were impregnated, then you are lucky. You are lucky that you have come to taste this beautiful world we are in. And what that means is that you are supposed to leave the world a better place. You're supposed to do all the sacrifices that must be done because of the love God has for you and make you a creation, created you to be here to serve a purpose. Charity, they say, begins at home. If you are a philanthropist in the public and you are not philanthropist in your home, then you are a disaster. When the chips are down, you are left with your home. When the chips are down, you are back to your parents. Even if you change your name. You get a better blessing. This is not a religious class. But you get a better blessing when you do what you're supposed to do. Some people, they procrastinate. for how many years they will visit their parents. Yes, phone has made it easy, so you call them every day. But even with phones, some people don't call until they call them. And you think you are a role model. The measure you have used in measuring for your parents is the same thing you will get back, and abundantly, but it will be too late. You are lucky when you have a living parent. Some people were not that lucky. Some people were born and they don't even know their parents. Either they were stolen or they were kidnapped or their parents passed on. Life is not about taking care of yourself alone. Life is about taking care of yourself and other people. So if your resources is 1 naira, it means that 1 naira is some percentage to you and a larger percentage to other people. You may not believe it, but tell me what happens to your resources really at the end of your life. It will revert back to whoever can take it. And some of those people will take it. They didn't support you in any way. And if you say nobody will take it, the public will take it. So if you have not been doing the needful, start to do it. Not because you think, yes, I can do without any of it. If you have done what is right, enjoy your wealth. Socialize. Move all over the world. Chop all your money. So long as you have given what you're supposed to give to people, give them time. Give people attention. Show love to people. Life is about caring for each other.